Hey everyone, welcome to Stuff I Never Learned from a Schoolbook. If you're seeing this space, normally it's a Monday night at 7 p.m. Central, but tonight it's a special night, and I actually have a special guest on tonight. But right now it is Thursday, 6 p.m. Central, 7 Eastern. Wait, this is going to make me think because I haven't done this one yet. 7 Eastern, 5 Mountain, 4 Pacific, 2 out in Hawaii, 5 a.m. out in Indonesia, and about 9 a.m. tomorrow out in Australia. So welcome everybody. If you've been to the show, you know what it's about. My name's Tom Springer. I'm your host. If you have not been here before, welcome for the first time. And I'm just going to throw my guest out here and just throw it to the wolves. We'll see how this goes. But everyone say hello to Sara V. Hi, Sara.
Hey.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. I'm seeing where your cohort is posting already because he's putting up Eastern time. That's all that matters.
That's right. That's right.
So everyone's saying hello. This is Jamie. I told you Jamie would be popping in, so she's saying hello.
Jamie.
And she says Joe, which we talked about earlier today, the owner of Haunted Hawaiian Hauntings. He can't make it. He's at work. So, but Rob, how you doing? Rob, right?
That's Rob. Yep.
Okay. My wife is saying hello to everybody. This will be the one who monitors my internet to make sure everything doesn't break because I have a tendency to break stuff.
Hey, Nicole.
She's saying hello to you.
Awesome.
And Rob, Jamie's already calling you out. She says, look, all time zones matter.
That's right. They do. But we're so focused on Eastern. That's right. This is where we function here on Eastern. It's hard. I was watching you do the math and I can't do math, so I was impressed.
Thank you. Yeah, it took a while to learn how to do that rapidly in my head, but luckily I work for the military, so time zones I kind of have to get used to doing.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
So anyways, everyone, this is Sara V. Welcome to the show. Thank you for being on here.
Thank you for asking.
I actually ran across you because it's weird how I run across my guests and how I meet you all. You specifically, I met simply because you popped up as a friend suggestion.
Okay.
And I was like, okay, well, I always Facebook stalk my friends' suggestions to see. And then there was so much stuff that you had listed. I'm like, oh, this is just way too cool. All right, let's says yes. And you did. And I'm like, oh, all right, step 1, yes. And then I wrote you hi, this is who I am. This is what I do. Don't freak out. I'm a real person.
Yes.
So again, thank you for accepting my friend request.
Well, thank you for finding me.
Pull you onto here.
Well, thank you.
And you have your hands in a little bit of everything right now. So if you would, I'm going to kind of start us off with, please introduce yourself.
Okay.
Tell us how you got started into kind of what you're doing now. And if you have abilities, kind of how when you learned about your abilities. And then I guess Rob's going to want you to talk about Get Haunted Network or something like that. And I also want you to talk about your PARANORMALLY Blonde.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, I am Sara V. When did I get started? So I've sort of been involved in paranormal, 25 plus years. I don't know, organized wise. I mean, but probably like many people all my life, I don't have that story of I lived in a haunted house. I mean, perhaps I did. I don't know, but that's not really how it started.
Right.
That's funny, Rob. He said the year was 1902. He's a very funny guy. I just want to point out before the show on PARANORMALLY Blonde, you will see Rob doing a comedy show pre-show on the side of PARANORMALLY Blonde for the first half hour. So
very nice.
It's very funny. So yeah, I'm the baby of 3 girls, and my sisters, when I was 6 and my oldest sister was 16, I was watching, Children Shouldn't Play with Dead Things and Night of the Living Dead. And so it probably all really started with sort of like scary movies. Right. And then they probably thrusted me into a little bit of the scary stuff since I was the little sister. But it was just something we all really, really loved. My mom was always into more of the astrology and the psychics and the angels and all that stuff. So, I love the super scary stuff, but I also love that spiritual side.
Right. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So my sisters and I, we started our own team, VP Paranormal. That is our paranormal team that we use to investigate. But I have not really, we try to get together. We're in 3 different states, so we try to get together as much as we can to do some fun stuff. And then probably, gosh, I feel like with the COVID years, I have no concept of time. Hey, Julie and Terry. But somebody that I met on Facebook had asked if I would be interested in doing a podcast. I had never done anything like that. I had never thought to do anything like that. And this was all pre-COVID. So she said, do you want to do a show? And she linked me up with Dee Dee, who is my co-host. And so the three of us had a show. It was great. And we had fun, but we only did that for about a year. And then the person who asked us to do that was like, I'm so busy, I can't continue. But Dee Dee and I were like, we're not done. We have so many more awesome people to meet. So just like when you start with a show, you kind of don't realize like it really opens you up to the paranormal community.
Right.
And it was such a blessing. So we started Paranormally Blonde. And we've been, I think, about 2 years there, maybe.
While you're talking about it.
There we go. Yeah. Paranormally Blonde. It's just been such an amazing ride. We have met amazing people, and just to open us up, to be honest with you, I feel like, doing paranormal so long. Hey, Kyle, I feel like, I don't know, to be able to meet all the people, all the players in paranormal, not just that there's nothing wrong with celebrities. They're amazing, but to meet all the people out there actually doing their passion has really opened us up to really what paranormal could be.
Yeah.
And so, we've been doing the show, and then that is how I met Get Haunted, and I weaseled my way right in there, and I am now working side by side with Rob and building Get Haunted. And
hold on, hey Rob, watch this. That's
right.
That. Check that out.
That's right. That's right. So that, we do everything. I do a little bit of everything. I'm a Reiki Master. I started to, I paid him. That's right. I do Reiki. So I'm trying to bring in, all new things to explore paranormal. It's not the TV shows. And I think, I'm sort of in a rebirth with it. I think I've been doing it for so long that I'm going back to the basics and learning just about connections with the paranormal.
Yeah, and that's good. That's kind of important to remember, that side of it. I've seen a lot of the shows and a lot of what we're doing here and everything else, and it seems like they kind of get wrapped up in they forgot why they were doing it in the first place. Yeah, type of thing. Luckily, I have not been tainted enough. I'm still like I told you earlier, this is my 1 year, so I haven't gone to that part yet. So so that's fantastic. So you did mention that you are Paranormally Blonde and Get Haunted.
I am.
And right now, I kind of want to, since Rob is limiting me to an hour with you because you have a meeting that you have to go to, and I can't steal you for longer than I want to. I kind of got to go to some of my other stuff quicker. Let me answer this question really quick. No, Tom was not Army. Tom was actually Air Force, but I worked with all the different units because I was part of a combined services effort where I was actually a sniper. So there's your answer. So
look at now. Then you got Terry over there saying the Navy is better. So now you got the fight going on.
I got everything going on. I know. But to Get Haunted, you are listed as like a social director or social coordinator.
Well, I'm social media. Yeah, I'm social media manager. That's okay. So that's sort of how I crept in. This, pretty much when we had Get Haunted on the show, we had Bill and Tanya and Rob come on, and they were describing it, and you know, I kind of started to watch what they were doing, and Rob and I just, we were fast friends, and it kind of turned into, hey dude, your Instagram sucks. Can I help you? Like, can I just help you with that? Not that I was some sort of master, but it was like, can we do something here? And he's like, yeah. So he made me social media manager. And then that sort of turned into, me just sort of throwing more ideas out there.
So many things going on, right? I mean,
yeah,
there was a great introduction of stuff that was about to happen basically like a month ago on your show, on the site, on the Get Haunted. I mean, you guys were like, all right, so sign up for these passes, and you can purchase these things, and there's special events that you're running to if you do this.
Yeah.
And now you're doing something called Girls versus Boys.
Yeah.
Or Boys versus Girls. So you have so many different things that's going on.
Yeah.
And it's just awesome. The Get Haunted network I've just seen just go from kind of, I don't want to say basic, but it was a very good place to be, but it has just expanded so much in such a short time. Yeah. And it's just been awesome to watch the growth.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome, Tom.
So you should tell Rob that he should be paying you, not that you had to pay him.
Yeah, that's right. Well, you know what? Here's the thing. You know, when he started Get Haunted, you know, he by the time he was on my show, he hadn't even done an event yet. And so he didn't have his first event. He did a soft launch in October. He was on my show in December, and his first event really was in February. But it's been so fun. I think for me as a team, and you know, I don't know if you find this to be true. You and I had such a great conversation as we were getting ready for the show.
Right.
You know, it could be hard out there in paranormal. I think for myself and my sisters as a team to try to find those people that will let you in to help you or to give you suggestions, or we didn't find a lot of that openness out there.
Yeah, there's really not. I'm still finding that.
So
it's kind of rough, but
yeah, it's tough. Yeah. But Get Haunted was the first time in years that, you know, he was on the show. You know, I had a little bit of interaction here and there on the network, but it wasn't, you know, but everybody in the network was so kind. And then when he sort of, there were several months where I sort of didn't want him to say anything about me working with Get Haunted. Like, let's just keep this on the down low, not for any reason other than I was just having fun being creative.
Right.
And he trusted my ideas, and here I am today. Like,
really come to fruition. I mean, it's come out pretty good on the other side of it. So that's great. Yeah. That's fantastic. No, I have to give out a big thanks to Rob initially, because when I first started coming on with my show, he was one of those I was able to see that has a network, you know, that has a page that I can go to out here. And I asked, I'm like, hey, am I allowed to post my show out here? Is this okay? And he's like, absolutely. Come out here and post what you want. And that's a lot different than a lot of the places I have tried to go to in the past. And they're like, well, we don't know who you are, which is completely, I mean, if you don't know who I am and you don't trust what I'm doing, it's perfectly fine. Yeah. And I can completely understand that. But then there was other ones that were restricted of, well, you're not part of our group, or you know, just kind of the pettiness, when I'm like, this is a worldwide paranormal community that everybody should be on board with each other. And I was very taken aback the first couple of times I was told no. And I was like, wow, that's interesting. I didn't know we were like that. So, so that was kind of interesting to see.
Yeah, it can be paranormal can be very exclusive. And I think what I really loved about Get Haunted, which is, very much the same mission as Paranormally Blonde, which is, you know, it's to listen to all the voices in paranormal, everybody. It isn't just one set of people or one set of psychic mediums, locations, whatever. It's about exploring all the corners. That's really what Paranormally Blonde was about. And that's why I really fell in love with Get Haunted. And they really are the term, you know, network. Like he explained it to me back in December of 2021. And I promise you, and it's why I want it to be a big part of it, is he really does mean what he says.
Yeah.
It is a network.
Yeah, when I first came into, when this show was first created, I was actually part of another network.
Okay.
And when I found out more what that network is about, I'm like, I can't work with this network because they were doing it for the wrong reasons. They weren't doing it to help others. They were doing it to help themselves.
Right.
And that was very wrong for me. It left a really nasty taste in my mouth. And I was like, I can't do this. So I broke out and I'm on my own, and I've been on my own now for basically since March.
Yeah.
Been on my own. So, but yeah, it's interesting what I'm finding out rapidly by doing a show. But what's funny for me is I actually go out to all my local shows around here, my Mystic Fests, my whatever, and I try to, and the way I can pick people up on who I know I'm going to resonate with is I feel their energy when I'm with them.
Okay.
And so I'll walk over to them and I'll introduce who I am and tell them what I'm about. And I'll ask them to come onto my show because I don't care who you are. I think everybody deserves a chance to share whatever it is that you have the abilities to do. And as we talked before show, I mean, my show is great because I have people, you have Paranormally Blonde and everything else. We have Get Haunted, but you guys let me post my cryptids and my ufologies and everything else on there as well. So it's great that you're not restricting me and you're not restricted to just being paranormal. So that's very nice.
Well, but that's all right. That's all within the realm of paranormal. Right. And I think we all have something to learn from each other. And, I think as paranormal grows, these theories sort of start to bleed into each other, and cryptids and aliens and ghosts and everything sort of start to have a commonality. And, it should be a community. It should be truly a community that everybody, even if you don't agree with the way somebody does something, or maybe that you don't have the same belief system, but you can go out there and you can, allow everyone to go out and explore it how they want to explore it. That's really what it should be about.
Right. Right. So I kind of want to touch back on this really quick. Your Paranormal on site. I have it listed up on here for this and for Facebook, and they are two different sites completely. ParanormallyBlonde.com is you. I'm actually looking over my shoulder because I'm actually looking at it on my other screen.
That's a placeholder right now. We've got lots to build upon. So,
yes, but you can go here and you can kind of see there's an about us that talks about you and DDJ. They give a background for you. There's a subscribe button. There's a way to contact you. There's all kinds of really cool information out here. But when you go over to the Facebook side, it's a lot more intimate. It's very specific rather than just an open page like you have here. It's a lot of what are we doing now? What have we done? What are we about to talk about? Where are we going to? What are the shows we're going to be talking on? Who are we going to have on as guests? So it's very, very intimate and very helpful for people to say, okay, I want to learn as much as I can about Paranormally Blonde.
Yeah.
This is someone I want to subscribe to and continue to watch. And I would advise everybody to do that because it's an awesome show. But it's really cool because you give them two sides that they can look at.
Yeah.
And it's kind of the same way right here with this one right here.
Yeah.
It does the exact same thing. You can go to gethaunted.com. You can kind of see the overall big picture of events coming up or like the larger type of things. But if you go to the Facebook, then you're going to see all the smart ass comments and you're going to see all the I know, weird to say. But you get to see the it's really not the businessy side. It's more of the fun harass each other in a fun way, fun family type way and everything else. And so I would also tell people, everyone, man, go out there, check out gethaunted.com, go out there, check out paranormallyblonde.com, like them, share them, get them all out there. And I do this, I'll throw this up another 2 or 3 times when we're talking. So just be ready for it.
Rob's over there giving me hell. Yeah. Here's the thing. Facebook, it is truly, it is a lot of amazing personalities. Get Haunted really has such a great group, and it is one reason why and if you see the Get Haunted website, you'll see the blue bee, you will see the Paranormally Blonde bee there. We are their official podcast, and it's their personalities, they truly are just great bunch of people. Again, it took me 25 years to find a group of people that I was truly comfortable being myself, and they're so welcoming. And if you haven't been to an event,
nope, not yet.
Yeah, you got to go, because they are amazing. They really are a fun time. And you, Tom, at the beginning of the show, you were talking about your side folks here as your family. And that right there is exactly what Get Haunted is. It is truly, friends and family. And, quickly, friends turn very fast into family with Get Haunted.
Yeah, you're right on the nose with that, because those people over there that are in my comment section, they are definitely family. They actually, I learn more from them, and I think my guests learn more from them, because they pipe in so much with help.
Yeah,
that it's just fantastic. And I mean, as you know, with your show, our shows don't exist without our families.
Not at all.
So, and it's really cool to actually have, and I'm excited to have you guys on. And I say you guys because now I have Rob chiming in on it. So it's kind of like two of you are here, which is really good. But it's a way for both sides to meet.
Yeah.
It's not just you and me, it's you, me, and our families talking to each other now. So
absolutely. And I think that's important, Tom. Like, honestly, as a show host, I will just say, like, without everybody on the side, the show doesn't exist. And quite frankly, we're accessible, they're accessible. Everybody just wants to talk. And it should be that way. There are a lot of great shows, but if you can't interact, I think that loses that personal edge that people really want to, like you said, you get to learn.
Yeah. I even, on my page, when I wrote out your description about you're coming on and here's what your background is and everything else, I really like to put in there for people who are going to watch this recorded. I put, if you have a question, send it to me and I will ask it on the air. Now, I have never once had anybody send me a question, but I never take that off of there, because I want them to know that I'm interested in what they have to say and what they're feeling as well.
Yeah.
So I don't want them just to feel like they can't be there. Hi, Aaron. How you doing?
Hey, Aaron.
Oh, and then we have Stuart popping in from Texas for a minute. So
I'm a Texas girl, Stuart. Just so you know, I grew up in Dallas.
So yeah, he's a regular popping in to say hi too.
Awesome.
So Aaron is
I know Aaron.
You must know Aaron. Yeah. So Aaron is absolutely fantastic. I love her to death.
She is.
Yeah, she's been on my show actually a couple of times. It's been, in fact, I think April is when she's supposed to come on again. Aaron, just throwing that out there. She's one of my regulars that I try to bring on about every 6 or 7 months. So
awesome. I love that.
She always has so much to say. He's saying it's from Texarkana.
There you go. Not that far from Dallas.
And then Jamie is saying she just goes ahead and harasses me wherever and whenever she can, which I absolutely love.
Don't you love that though?
I do. It's the banter that just comes back and forth, and it's it's really what ties us into that family mode. So, I'm sorry. If you're out on YouTube, you can't see the Facebook comments when they're posting up. I'm lucky enough I can see them all come up. I can see Facebook and YouTube. I believe you can too. For some reason our audience members can't see.
It's Aaron Bush. Rob knows Aaron very well. That's Aaron Bush on here. Yep. She's here supporting everybody. We love Aaron.
Right. Yep, absolutely. So you guys what's your first event coming up for the year?
So for Get Haunted, our first event is February 25th. I'm super excited because it's kind of my first real getting to help be a lead investigator. It's going to be at the 1912 Hoover House in Waynesboro, Pennsylvania. Okay. This one is a special. This is a little bit of a brainstorm between Tori, hey baby girl. This one is a brainstorm between Rob and I. One of my first events that I went to was this past summer. I drove to West Virginia to the Heyman House, the haunted Heyman House. It was a Get Haunted event. My sister and I were doing a little paranormal road trip to Tennessee, and I was like, hey, without really even looking at a map, I'm like, it's right there. I'll just swing by to West Virginia. Wasn't as close as I thought it was, but that's okay.
It is, yes.
I was like, that's like 7 hours away from where I needed to be, but it was fine. It was perfect.
On a map.
Yeah, right. I was like, it's a 2-inch thing. It's all good. But we went to Heyman House, and he hadn't sold any tickets. That's not a jive at all at Get Haunted. It was just kind of how it went down. So it got to be Rob and another investigator, myself and my sister, and it was such a great experience. That if you haven't done the Haunted Heyman House, in I believe that's Sutton, West Virginia, what an amazing location. But while we were there, that house was not your typical investigation.
Right.
And so when we were having breakfast the next morning at the table, we were all four talking, and I was like, this would be a really great longer weekend and whatever. And so we kind of ran with this idea, and Rob and I are trying our hand at making sense of your senses. This would be perfect for you, Tom.
Yeah.
Making sense of your senses. So this location is a bed and breakfast. It's beautiful. And we're going to go over really doing investigations sort of without all the equipment. We're going to have Satori Haas and Cody. They're going to do a virtual lecture, and they're going to talk about how to do all that stuff as well. Pam Berry, the owner, is going to go over Reiki. We've got Danny, who's on the side here. She's going to go over psychometry. She's going to teach us some stuff on how to read energy off of personal items. I'm going to do scrying with a twist. And Rob is going to go over remote viewing. So we're going to do some workshops throughout the night, and then we're going to break and we're going to do an investigation using these tools.
Very cool. Yeah. I've been on a couple where I've actually been like you, I've been the guest. It's kind of odd being on the other side. But they always ask me, what's my favorite piece of equipment to use? And I'm always like, me.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm my best equipment.
We love that answer, Tom. We do. And, I think when again, I've done this for so long, and it is really easy to get obsessed with buying all the equipment. It is. And let me tell you something, Get Haunted has amazing equipment.
Oh yeah.
So that is fun. In some locations, that is exactly what you want to use. But there are those times that you really want to understand those connections you're making with what is there. And so this is Get Haunted tends to be more intimate events. They don't overbook anything. We don't cram in 100 people to a location. So it's really a beautiful opportunity to be able to offer them safe space and a beautiful location, and to go over these things. I really hope the mix of people for this one, people that really are hyper aware of their ability, to that person that's not quite sure but might want to try it.
Right.
It's going to be a great evening. So that's how we're going to kick off the 2023 year, is with this new concept. We're hoping that this builds up to, this won't be a one and done.
Yeah.
But then we'll pepper in all those amazing OG Get Haunted events that they do. Some of the best investigators out there. And most important, this event company is very, very different. This event company, you don't book your event and then just follow investigators around. You are the investigator. You will be in your group. You will have a piece of equipment in your hand. We learn from you. You learn from us.
Right.
And we go through a couple rotations, and then we do free roam. And you guys are, once again, you're free to use the equipment and to go into these amazing locations and utilize, the experience of the Get Haunted crew. But also, being able to show what you can do. And again, it's making new family members each event.
That sounds great.
Yeah.
I'm getting a lot of comments on the side as you're talking, and people are like, I got to get out and travel more. I got to go to this place where you're at, because I don't do enough of that. And then we're getting like looking for a possible Louisiana location, because there's a couple of people here that are in that realm.
We're starting to spread down and over. We do have Battleship, North Carolina. We do have, of course, Old Hospital on College Hill, which is going to be our Girls versus Boys. That's April 22nd. So everybody keep your eyes peeled for that, because this is going to be another amazing new concept for Get Haunted. And again, probably not a one and done. I have a feeling that this will be a beautiful new concept for events and ways for people to experience an event. so that one's going to be really cool. And then we're going to be heading to MSP, Missouri State Penitentiary. And it's not going to be boys who win. Seriously, you guys could keep saying it's boys. It's so girls. And I'm almost positive Tom will give a shout out that it's going to be girls.
Oh,
I'm just
goodness.
saying.
I gotta. All right. See this?
Do you see? He was trying to get you to do a shout out.
See this. I gotta tell you right now. We had this discussion offline. I'm the youngest of 13 kids. All right.
Yeah.
A mix of boys and girls.
He's bringing up the military though. I can't beat that.
I have both sides of this house though.
Yeah.
And you cannot deny this, Rob. You know why? Because boys are dumb. That's all there is to it. Boys are dumb. I do not care how awesome we are. We're dumb. We're dumb. As I was telling her, one of our goals is to see how tall we can make the pizza box stand without actually having a fall over. So, you know, that's kind of we're a one-track mind type thought process. And we rule in a lot of things, but I don't know.
Yeah, see, I'm just thinking it's going to be that girl power coming together at Old Hospital on College Hill. I don't know. I mean, you didn't directly come out and say it was going to be girls, but I kind of felt like that was a girl shout out.
See this one right here that says he knows better.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, Nicole. Thank you. That's right, Melanie. Girl power. You know, it's that. I think we got a beautiful shout out from, I felt like it was maybe Dustin Perry who said this, with the girls with their intuition. Not that guys can't, right? But you get all these women in one location. How could it? Yeah, it's just going to happen. It's just gonna, oh, look at that. Now Rob's going to send her flowers.
Yep, I see that.
No. Never get, no.
I see how this is going to work.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's oh, man, I'm happy that this got brought up, because this is something that now all of a sudden my crowd gets to get involved in too.
Oh, and I love this. Jamie says she hears girls. So I'm going to assume she's using her ability and that they're telling. Is that spirit saying that, Jamie? Let's hear that. What does the other side say? She's
saying that, and she's saying, yeah, she's saying it's the spirit. I can hear Jamie in my head. Get out, Jamie, get out. You can't bounce stuff off of me just because Joe's not here. Now he's going bold. How about a puppy?
Yeah. How about a puppy? Yeah. Yep. How about a puppy?
She says yes. That's what she's hearing it at.
Thank you, Jamie.
And it's funny too, because I must have, in this talk, we must have set something off in my house, because I have the cackles in the back of my head starting to rise up, which means someone's wanting to talk. So yes, I'm doing my best to ignore this conversation and focus on this one.
Aw, well, hey, like maybe they want to weigh in. It's okay. We'll take all voices.
It's funny because I know who it is. I have a gentleman who lives in my basement.
Oh.
And he is very much kept to himself until this conversation, and now he's literally standing right here on my side, because my side is cold and I can feel him standing there, and he's reading the messages and he's just laughing. So
and maybe he prefers blondes, and that's okay. I am for that. I love that.
Oh my goodness. And it's funny because there's my wife chiming. It's funny because I think there's girls on Facebook and boys on YouTube right now.
And the spirit that lives in the basement, he isn't for the boys. I don't think he is. I think he is all for the girls.
He said he's telling me to vote. Yeah. So, but no, it was. It's funny because when I first started watching Get Haunted, I've seen you guys grow.
Yeah.
There's so many. I was talking about it earlier. There's so many new things that you are welcoming, and that you're opening up with, and it's a great concept because I haven't seen it really done. Mm-hmm. And I get the feeling you guys are guys and girls, excuse me, are kind of going to be are going to be like the leaders of how this happens. But so many other people, so many other networks are going to want to try to do the same thing.
Yeah.
And it's going to be interesting to see how they try to make their own twist on it.
Yeah. Listen, and there are absolutely some amazing event companies out there.
Oh yeah, there are. Absolutely.
Absolutely. And I'm going to answer, Aaron, your question, because you're saying, what is my absolute favorite thing about being involved with Get Haunted? Honestly, it is the people, hands down. And we're often imitated, never duplicated.
Yeah,
Here's the thing. One, Rob truly keeps to the mission, which is, honestly, it is all about networking, the true term of networking.
Right.
And, there's enough out there that it's hard enough in the world. It's very cliquey. Paranormal is no different. Paranormal can be very cliquey.
I've been warned.
Yeah, it can be very cliquey. And honestly, when you find a group of people that truly have each other's backs, that welcome everybody in, and that doesn't mean everybody sticks, and
Right.
that's okay. And you have those moments, you say goodbye, and you wish them amazing success.
Right.
And again, there are amazing event companies out there. I think what stands out about Get Haunted, though, truly is it is about you. It is about you that comes to these events. We want to truly help you. We're not just an event company, we're a services company. So, we help people with merchandise, with, I should have brought some equipment up here. We personalize equipment. Rob created our beautiful logo, this amazing bee that is making waves.
Well, you have an awesome jacket behind you with the logo.
Yes. Yes, that's, it truly is about the people. And you had mentioned this at the beginning of the show. Sometimes we forget what we're in paranormal for. Right. And Get Haunted truly is about the passion of paranormal and the people's passion of paranormal. And I really love that we highlight all different people with their passion. And it doesn't matter if you're new, if you're experienced, I'll never use the term professional. So, it is such an amazing group of folks. So that first and foremost is why I absolutely was attracted to Get Haunted and to still be here. Danny, Kyle, Rob, everybody who has, Julie, Terry, everybody that's a part of Get Haunted, honestly, it has been they're amazing folks. They truly are. And I think each event, again, there are companies, you can go out there and they'll have, it's filled. Sometimes you don't really get the experience you want. Get On It is about you. If you don't walk away with paranormal, because we can't always guarantee there's going to be any kind of paranormal activity,
Yep.
You will walk away with an amazing experience and with friends. I promise you. And I got to witness this firsthand, because when we made the call for new people, we were like, okay, we are growing and we need more investigators. When that call went out, I'm just going to tell you, the number of people that rolled in that were like, we want to be a part. We see what you're doing. We've been to your events. They got it, and to sit on each interview and to hear people explain what Get Haunted was to them. That was huge for me. There's been tears shed at these interviews because you're so touched how people really felt involved and seen and appreciated. So that
is a big thing about it. So that's Nikki saying she wants this family to go investigate together. So
yes, we have to. Absolutely.
It's funny because she and I were part of a team before that would go investigate, and it was just a couple of close friends, but now we're not with them anymore. So it's just she and I. Yeah. So we kind of branched out on our own a little bit, but we really haven't gone to too much. Just life kind of gets in the way sometimes, and I've been traveling a lot for work. But it's been interesting because I'm still so tied into everybody that I've talked to. Yeah. That, it's great that even though I can't get out and go investigate with them all the time or whatever else, they're still just so just everything. Yeah. And I got to put this out there for you. Let me say this. Sarah's the catalyst. She's a very large part of why Get Haunted has been successful. Her dedication, her energy, and her drive has had a huge impact.
Oh, thank you, Rob.
Very nice.
It is very nice. We have our moments together. We don't always just banter back and forth.
Appreciate it, brother. Thank you.
Yeah, you guys have to come out and investigate with us, because it's just a trip, and it is so much fun. And as we start to branch out, we're going to be I'm trying to think what would be close to you. We're going to be out in Atchison, Kansas.
Oh yeah.
At the McIntyre Villa.
Yep.
I think
that's
Rob.
Close.
Yeah. So Rob, you have to tell me. I think we've got them for 2 separate months, 2 nights, like 2 separate events, but 2 nights in a row, separate events. And I can't off the top of my head, because I have menopausal brain. I barely can remember anything anymore, but yeah, let me know. Yeah, there you go. And you get to meet Ravishing Rob. Somebody gave him this nickname for Girls versus Boys, and he will not let it go. Like, he now loves Ravishing Rob. I think there's going to be Ravishing Rob merchandise soon. I just feel that coming.
Yeah. The McIntyre is actually one place Nikki and I went to.
Oh, did you love it? Was it a great?
It was a good experience. I'm trying to remember what all we got from that one, Nick. You have to help me out there. But all of them, we kind of picked up something. There was a couple that were kind of quiet, but for the most part, we've always picked up something. And if it hasn't been us as a team on equipment, it's been me picking up stuff just because I don't know what it is. There's two thought processes to how I work. Okay. One is they've always told me, I've had a lot of people tell me, and I kind of feel it, that I'm kind of overwhelming when I come into a situation. Okay. Because I have a very high vibration and I kind of push off a lot of energy. So a lot of times spirits kind of hesitate before they want to talk, but then after they get to know me, they want to come talk. Okay. And then I've also got the second experience where I come into places and everyone's like, ooh, oh, someone new. Let's go talk to that guy because he can talk to us.
I love that. So what do you call yourself? Do you call yourself a medium? How do you refer to your gift?
I call myself an intuitive, and the reason why is because the way it was explained to me is you should basically call yourself what your strongest sense is, and then you have a bunch of secondary senses or some secondary senses. Okay. But for some reason, when I awakened, it seemed like everything awakened all at once. So I don't have one that's stronger than another. Okay. So I have the psychic ability, I have the mediumship, I can talk to elementals, I can talk to people in other dimensions, I can remote view, I can astral travel. So it all that came together all at once, and they're all basically equal how well I can do them. Okay. So it's been very interesting. So I just call myself an intuitive.
It's probably a good blanket.
General, right. Yeah. A good general term. Yeah. Nikki's saying it was one of our first ones. Okay. So it's probably ones that I did not know any better. I still don't know any better. So I say that because I go in and kick doors and everyone's like, man, that door feels really evil. I don't know if I would walk in that door. I'm like, what door? And I just walk right in. And I'm like, what's in here?
Okay. Who does that sound like, Rob? Yeah, I love that. That's good.
Oh yeah. That's what this one was. We had a friend of ours who she has had abilities in the past, but she shut them down and she's just afraid to open them up. And I had a lady come talk to me, but she was from another dimension. Oh. She wanted to talk to my friend Judy, who's on here, that Nikki's talking about, and let her know that it's okay for her to open up her. But we had two other mediums with us, and neither one of them felt her, and they were like, I don't trust this. And she was telling me they can't hear me because I'm in another dimension and they can't feel me like you do. Oh. And it's interesting because I feel them differently. Okay. When they're here, I feel them in my head. When they're in another dimension, I feel them across my chest or across my shoulders. Okay. So that's how I can identify where they're at.
That's very interesting.
Yeah. So it's a little interesting to kind of get used to, especially when you're just starting out, because that was one of our early events.
I love that. That's awesome.
Now, when you guys go into these investigations, like you're going to be coming up, you're talking about the events you're going to have coming up with the investigations. Are you doing any of them live online, or is it just going to be the group that's in there?
Yeah. So our Girls versus Boys, we did leak this out. That is going to be a live event. So we are going to start opening up a couple tickets to guests to come be a part of either the girl team or the boy team. Okay. And it has to be a girl for the girl and it has to be a boy for the boy. We're not gonna mix anything up there. So that one is gonna be a live event. And I have a feeling we will probably do more. So when I first started with Rob, I love being a show host. I just love being able to talk to people. So I would have them link up with me for a live to do a quick walkthrough of the location they were gonna do. So I think, I think what you're going to see, and as Get Haunted grows and we start doing more innovative stuff, I think what you'll see is probably a little bit more live investigations going on. Yeah. Because there are so many people that, we meet, especially I'm sure as show hosts, they can't get out to some of these locations. Right. Yep. So, yeah.
It's interesting because I'm watching Rob comment over here, and it's bad because all I see in my head, I hate to say it, guys, but all I see in my head is like, once the bunch of guys get together, even though you're trying to investigate, you're trying to show up the girls, you're going to be like a bunch of frat boys.
Uh-oh. Well, I will say this about the Get Haunted boys. We have amazing investigators. They truly are talented. And we do have fun bantering back and forth. Rob and I work a lot all day, every day together. And so, the bantering is just natural. But honestly, they are really talented and amazing investigators. So we do have a run for our money, but I'm pretty sure the girls are still going to take it. I'm just saying.
Sorry, Rob. I mean, I'm watching your chat on the side over here. I'm just, I can read into it what I can read.
That's
so
right.
Not even Kyle is calling me out. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay. Get used to it. But listen, this trophy, somebody will walk away with a trophy. So
is it now? The question is, it's going to be a trophy.
Yeah.
Are you going to turn this into an annual bragging right trophy?
Here's the thing. I think if everybody follows Get Haunted, if you watch us, if you've watched us from the beginning and you're watching what's happening now, I think you're going to see big, amazing things happen. And I think you're going to see some new ways of doing things. So the trophy is probably going to do some traveling around. Yeah, I have a feeling. Yeah,
it should. I know that it's not paranormal, but I know that when we had part of my team when I was military, we did shooting competitions whenever we had a chance, and the winners would be able to carry around this really cool old style G.I. Joe, and we would take pictures of it with us wherever we went and send it to the team to let them know that this is how it works.
So I'm sure you're going to see a huge, photo campaign of the girls with the trophy, and we will make sure to love it and to make sure it goes to all the important places. But yeah, it's going to be fun. I think this will be. I think this has got some real legs to it.
Good.
I think some ideas that we have. Again, the amount of talent on Get Haunted, the crew that we have, and the ideas and how we work together when we're talking about ideas. There's no stopping us. I think that you will see amazing things that will probably, change some of paranormal. And I don't mean obviously the paranormal, because that's never going to change, but probably how we interact with each other. And that's really sort of our goal here, is to make sure that everybody understands everybody has a right to be here and doing what they're doing. Everybody does.
Yeah, very true. Yeah. Oh, I'm going to see Stuart's taking off. Your Texarkana boy's taking off. So
thanks, Stuart. Bye. So nice to meet you.
Yeah, it's really cool that it's almost like it's an innovative step that you guys are taking.
Yeah.
It's something that's, because we all kind of have the same how everything happens. I mean, everyone, like you said before, other groups out there have events. They have these things that happen. Everyone goes to a Paracon now and then, whatever else. But it's when you look at it online, it's kind of stagnant. It's kind of been the same for so long. Yeah. So it's interesting that you guys are trying to take a new twist on it and kind of move it forward to allow something else to happen. I mean, what else who knows what's going to grow out of it, but it's awesome that there's the attempt to change. You're still keeping the original ideas behind it all, but you're just putting a different idea on it. So it's not going to offend anybody.
We hope not. I mean, that's not our goal.
I don't think it will. I think more people will find it more intriguing. And I think it will also allow those people who are still afraid to come out and talk about their experiences, or just feel like, man, I got this stuff going on and I'm just not quite 100% sure, but they start watching what you guys are doing with the events and everything else. Like, hey, that's someone I can go talk to, and I can feel like I'm in that I'm in a safe community where I can talk about what's going on.
Well, we hope that we are approachable. And, here's the thing, paranormal, it is serious. We don't make light of it. But there is a time and a place, and not every event needs to be so dark or so serious,
Right.
because it isn't always about that. And we have so many different personalities in the crew, from paranormal to survivors, paranormal survivors to, people who just, I'm happen to be somebody that doesn't have huge stories. I've done a lot of stuff. I've been to some of the most haunted locations in the US that have some of the most evil spirits on the planet. And I literally walk out going, I got nothing. I got nothing.
Right.
So, it is, I think it's great. I think Get Haunted is a great place to go if, one, you are very curious about investigating, because you aren't going to just watch. We are going to encourage you to explore it, and at your pace, but we don't want you to be left behind. We don't want you to be sitting there. You don't need to watch somebody else doing it. It's all about you. So, yeah. And again, as Paranormally Blonde, that's our same thought. Like, if we had a kid on our show who loves dowsing rods, and he shared his passion of dowsing rods with us, and he was in his basement, and he gave us a great rundown and an investigation live right on the show with the dowsing rods. And what? He's just as important as the guy that's on network television. No one is
absolutely
better.
And that's why I try to bring on locals in my area. I get that feel for them, and I want to give them that stage so they can talk to that platform to come on here, because I don't care what happens. There's always going to be that one person that resonates with the person that you bring on.
Yeah.
And it just may be that one little push or that one little light that person needed that they haven't heard from anybody else. So it doesn't matter how small or how lesser known guests are. That doesn't matter. It's what they can bring to the table and how they help us.
Absolutely.
And that's a big part about why I am so adamant when I do walk around and I go to the local places to find local people, because their experiences are local to here in Omaha, but they're huge for someone out there in the world.
That's right.
And I think it's very important for people to understand that you don't have to have all the network TV show hosts be the ones to tell you how you do things or give you advice or anything else. It has to be, you have to understand that it's every single individual, like you talked about.
Yes.
It's a community-wide, family-wide, worldwide community that you have to be a part of. Yeah. And you have to be welcome to it. You have to be understanding of it. If you're not, you're doing it for the wrong reasons.
Yeah. And you got to stay teachable. The reality is there are a lot of us out there that have been doing this a long time, and even some that haven't. And they sort of have that, that sort of, I don't know, vibe of they sort of already know.
Yeah. I'm an expert type thing. Yeah.
Yeah. And, it's funny because Dee Dee and I have this conversation. We've had it a few times, and it's funny when people will say, like, oh, if you're into the paranormal, like, who's more closed-minded? I love this question. Who's more closed-minded? Somebody that believes in paranormal or somebody that doesn't? And, Dee Dee's like, well, I think the person that doesn't. I have a tendency to think the person who believes in paranormal is a little more closed-minded. And I'll tell you why. Because I feel like when somebody is closed-minded, and I've run into this, and you start talking about paranormal, they might not believe that they believe in the paranormal, but they will say, this one time I had this happen, which means they're thinking of something else. I have talked to more people in the paranormal who will not budge from their one belief system of what the paranormal is. And it's like, you're more closed-minded than somebody that doesn't believe at all.
Correct. And I can give you a perfect example of that for myself. When I was in the military, and mine was a on the ground, no shit, one place to another, 2 to 3 months on the ground, living off the land, sniper group.
Yeah.
I was our team lead at the time, and I would be that one. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, I just stop. And I'm like, all right, everyone kind of hunker down. I don't know why, but I got this pit in my stomach type of feeling. And we'd hide out. And then all of a sudden, a patrol would come by. They're like, how did you know? I go, I don't know. Well, then here I come awakening about a year ago. And I'm like, oh, I bet that was something that was happening that I was not aware of.
Yeah.
That was my sixth sense, my gut feeling, whatever you want to call it. That was telling me back then. I didn't know I had something, and I had no clue about, paranormal or anything else. So really, I don't know how I would respond to it if I would have already known I was paranormal. That I had the awakening beforehand. So
that's right. I stick by that comment. I stay by, I definitely think, if you allow people to go out there and just, I like to tear shit down though. Yeah. Terry is a paraskeptic. I can definitely tear down, if I have a certain belief system, like, okay, you know what? I'm just going to go with this. There's no God. Now let's start looking at what paranormal is. Because if there is or there isn't, it's not gonna change. I don't know. It doesn't affect me to the point that I can't function. So
right.
I think that's where, when you can get with a group, if you find a group, and Get Haunted has been that great group, you get people from all different areas of beliefs, and it's amazing to look at them all and hear them all.
Right.
Oh, our boss he's getting ready for the meeting.
He is. Yep. I know. I knew that was coming. So I know that means that you got to get rolling yourself, because you have to attend this meeting.
I do.
But before you go, I do want to throw this back out there again really quick. So everybody look right there. GetHaunted.com, Facebook.com, Get Haunted USA. Go out there, like, share.
Yes,
follow,
come join us. Come to an event.
Come check out the events. Come on, just go out and look at the pages.
That's right.
Check them out. And you're gonna be like, I want to do that.
That's right.
So that. But guess what? If you want to follow that beautiful blonde right there, ta-da! Paranormally Blonde right there.
Paranormally Blonde. Come join our show. And Tom, I want to invite you on the show because we have so much more to talk about. So let's do host to host show, and we'll lob some questions back and forth, but please know you are always welcome, and your guests are always welcome. Our circle is your circle. We welcome you guys. Nicole, you guys are amazing. Thank you so much for having me on your show.
Appreciate that. Thank you. And I get to meet Dee Dee if that happens.
Yes, you do. She's an amazing, lovely soul. She is such an amazing host as well. So yes, please come join. But let's set that up. We'll come on and we'll have some more talks, because I think there's so much more to discuss.
I do too. That would be fantastic. When is your show?
We are Mondays. I think we're the same, aren't we? Because I'm Mondays at 7 p.m. Eastern time.
And I'm normally Mondays at 7 Central.
Okay, but let's do a collab. Let's do
exactly. I was gonna say I can say, hey guys, I'm gonna do a show. I'm gonna be a guest on this show on this night. Come watch the show.
You're at 7 East. No,
I'm at 7 Central.
Okay, so we could do this.
Eastern yours.
Okay, so we can start on we'll start on my channel.
Okay.
At 6 o'clock your time.
Right.
And then we'll swap to your channel for your regular show time, which is 7 o'clock, right?
Perfect. Yep.
We're doing this. We're going to do a little fun show swap. Let's do that.
Perfect. We can do that.
Get into some amazing conversations and topics. We're doing this. It's happening.
I know Rob's not out there anymore. I don't even know if I should make this public to him. To your whole group. I don't care. I mean, to Kyle and everyone else, whoever you want to bring on.
Yeah.
I can fit 10 people on this screen.
Yeah, let's do it.
So I can throw them all on here.
Let's do it. We're going to do this. We're going to have a fun show.
Remember, we're just at the end of the show. You have to go back and watch it.
Yeah, we're going to do a little bounce back and forth. We're going to introduce our families together, and we're going to grow this family bigger, Tom.
Perfect. Appreciate it.
Let's do that.
Well, go enjoy your meeting.
Yes, I have big things to do.
Yes, I'm so happy you were on my show. Thank you again for coming on.
Thank you.
Everyone, again, say goodnight to Sarah. Thank her.
Good night, everybody.
Wonderful stuff. And you and I will be in touch. Go tell Rob and everyone we said hi, and thank you for showing up.
Awesome.
And I'll be in touch with you all later.
Awesome. Thank you.
Okay. Thanks.
Bye.
All right, everyone. That's our makeshift show we had here on a Thursday night. Thank you for showing up. I'm glad everybody was able to make it. Sounds like we got some stuff in the works now. Great people from that side of the house. Get Haunted, Paranormally Blonde. They're fantastic. I was really happy I was able to get her on my show. Monday, I am doing a normal show at 7 p.m. If people haven't seen the post. I do have one that's going to be on here. Her name is Mary Jo Chudley. Good night, Zhang. And she has been on quite a few things. I will let you know that some paranormal folks find her controversial. And so that'll be an interesting one. I'm going to have her on as my guest. I find her intriguing. And I hope you all will show up to watch her. You can check her out by going out to my pages on YouTube, Facebook, or Twitch, and you can read all about it. In fact, there's all my stuff right there if you want to find me. I actually have a post out there for her that has a write-up about everything she's been doing and all the cool stuff she's been taking a part of. So go out there, check out the pages, like, share, follow. Come back and see us next Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern, or 7 p.m. Central. Sorry, that was for her tonight, but 7 p.m. Central for Monday the 9th. Other than that, have a great start to your weekend, and we will talk